the worst is about to happen to Manchester United. A lot of things are going on in the clubs. The transfers of Victor Osimhen and Delap. This is a race of looking for a perfect number 9 for Manchester United. And Amorim is now telling the board that he needs Victor Osimhen. And the board is telling Amorim that they want to sign Delap. Reason because Delap cost only 30 million and Osimhen will cost more. But the problem is, do you still want Delap to come Manchester United and be like Højlund? It will be Højlund 2.0. Or do you want out and out number 9 that will come in, experienced number 9 that will come in and give you what you want, you know, into Manchester United and giving you what you want? Which one do you want? Let's talk.
Well, I think Manchester United currently need to look into Ineos. You understand? I think the way they are moving around the transfer window, you have to start looking at them, because first and foremost, how can the owner of a club come out to say, I'm signing a player because it's 30 million? This is Manchester United we are talking about. This is not Everton. This is not Tottenham Hotspur. We are not buying for resale value. We are buying players for them to impact the club and become legends of the club. You understand? Manchester United is a brand. We are not a commercial venture. Yes, the commercial part is part of it. How are we even debating signing Delap or Osimhen? Do we ever learn? Look at it. Manchester United, from our history, we don't sign mid-level strikers. We go for those that are the best. We signed Babatov, we signed Andiko, we signed Van Nistelrooy, all above 25. When we even signed Babatov, he was 26. When we signed this other guy, he was Van Persie, 29. And then because Ferguson understands that attacks win you games. If you don't score, do you win? How do you win? You're not scoring. We have Højlund, right? Højlund was very good. You understand? At Atalanta. Even Ten Hag understood that you can build with this guy. But the pressure at United is not for people who are just talented. For Manchester United, talent is not enough. You have to have grit. You have to have confidence. You must be able to know that this terrain, you can handle it. You throw Delap into the frame. Delap comes in, he scores 1 goal every 5 games, and then the whole thing starts to boil down to he's too young, he cannot lead the line.
Give him time.
Exactly, give him time. This is what we are saying about Højlund. Obviously, if you put Højlund in Ipswich, you get the same result with the what Delap is giving them. What has Delap done that is so magnificent and Manchester United will want him to lead the line? Okay, the person you have appointed and you have trust to transform the club is Amorim. Now the manager has told you point blank that he wants Osimhen. He knows that there's no time for him to be, managing youngsters again. Next season is going to be judged by results. He wants people who are result-oriented. Osimhen comes in and gives you what you want. Look at Manchester City. When they needed the attack, they went to get Haaland. When they failed to get Kane, you can see who they were going for. They weren't going for somebody they can build. They had Delap at home. Delap is their players. Delap was a City academy. They could have promoted him. No. They knew they wanted somebody who was ready. In fact, they bought out, what's the name of this guy that went to Atletico Madrid? Alvarez. They still bought Haaland. They knew that they cannot wait for where Alvarez will develop. We are talking about achieving in the immediate. See, and there's a whole lot of lies that has been, going around the whole football these days about building or not building, waiting 2 years. That is a complete hogwash. Saying that you have to build, you have time to build, it's a lie. It's a modern football lie. Did Mourinho take 7 years to build at Chelsea when he came?
No.
He sent players who are ready, who have confidence in themselves to perform. Osimhen is the person we should be going to if we are a serious club. If you put Koha and Osimhen in that team, you understand? I promise you, we are going to transition from where we are into a top 4 position. We are just not scoring. Osimhen gives you goals. Koha gives you grit and confidence and performance. You want to go and sign Delap, who is going to bear under pressure again? It doesn't make any sense for us to be going for players that we know very well needs time to adapt. And Manchester United fans and our the way we are, we don't give players time to develop. Who has developed in the club? Who? When was the last time the players developed? Pogba had to go. A lot of them had to go. Even Martial, we gave Martial time to develop, and he still didn't fulfill potential. Why? Because of the criticism during his time of progress was too much. He hampered the trajectory of his progress. If you bring Delap now, we start to insult him, say he's not good enough, destroy his confidence just like we've done to Hojlund. And then before you know, we say he's not good enough. Why don't you sign players who are ready? We are Manchester United, for crying out loud.
The pressure is too much.
It's too much. You don't bring players who you know is going to bend easily to pressure. Look at Madrid. These are our guys. These are our mates. They went from Mbappe. They went all out for Mbappe. Look at Bayern. They went all out for Kane. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal is already pushing very well for Gyökeres. And then we want to sit down and be grooming Delap when our mates are achieving. Fucking yours, man.
But I think your club, Amorim wants the best for this team. He wants the best for this club, but the club doesn't want the best for the club. The club doesn't want the best for the owners doesn't want the best for the club and the fan base. Because if you are sympathizing with the fan base, you should give them that striker, that one piece they want for the team to work. I don't know what is happening.
Well, let me tell you something. Okay, see, let's even say we want to kind of like follow what the owners are talking about signing Delap. Do you know that if you sign Delap and Delap does not perform, you have to sign somebody else? That means the money you're not willing to spend, you will spend it. Delap plus another person is going to be what? Maybe 60, 70, because Delap they say 30 million. The next person is going to be obviously bigger. So you're going to be saying 70 million. That means you're spending that money that you ought to have spent 2 years ago. Now go to Hojlund. Hojlund is 72 million. We were saying Kane was too expensive at the age of 28. So we're not going to sign Kane. Now, Kane went to Bayern for 100 million. Hojlund was 72 million. Now you want to sign Delap. Delap plus Hojlund is how much? 102 million. The money you're not spending on Kane, you are now spending it. Sign Osimhen now. Bayern, I'm hearing Napoli is not even putting on. They say 50, 60 million. That's what Napoli is asking, because the bridge between Osimhen and Napoli is already burnt. They are not in a good place. So sign him straight up and use him. He's 26. He's ready.
Your manager wants him.
Amorim has already given them. Okay, the board is wanting Wikos. Let's put his name outside. Wikos, part of the board, is wanting Delap. Amorim, who understand what is going, who is under pressure, who needs to perform, is telling you, Osimhen, you are saying 30 million. If you weren't willing enough to manage the finances of the club, why did you buy the club? Why didn't you let the Saudis buy it? You don't have money now, you're spending pennies. Look at Newcastle. Newcastle, they wanted an owner that can spend, and then went ahead and they get somebody from Saudi Arabia who is spending money. Look at Manchester City. You took a lot of billions to arrive to where they are. They were signing and resigning before they got to where they are. And then look at what Ineos is saying. You signed Dogu for 30 million. 30 million is already showing that 30 million plus is not worth anything at Manchester United. Yes.
Look at his performance.
Look at his performance. You can imagine. If you want to sign, you are a big club. Okay, let me tell you something. When Manchester United signed Wayne Rooney in 2003, I think 2004.
No, 2003.
2003.
Oh, 2004.
2004.
Ronaldo came 2003.
Yes, we paid 18 million. 18 million for a youngster.
So as far back as 2004.
So big clubs always pay. Big clubs always pay. Rio Ferdinand, when he left QPR for Manchester United, he was the record highest defender in the world. 30 million euro at the time, 30 million pounds or about. So big clubs always spend. If you want to be the big club, you must spend, because you're not willing to groom. You leave the grooming for the small clubs and then pay them for the grooming and bring the talent over. Now you want to bring Delap. Delap is going to come next season and he's going to say, give us maybe 12 goals or 9 goals. And then they say, oh, he's trying. Then the following season, we are expecting more and more does not come. We pressure him. He falls out of confidence and then he dies. It's not right. It's completely not right. The board and the fans and the management needs to be on the same line.
I don't know why Ineos, went ahead to buy Manchester United. Look at the club; they're managing nice and everything.
Yes,
mediocrity. I don't know why they choose to come and be, rubbing toe to toe with
exactly
the Arab people. Why can't you leave them to buy it and see if they can, return the club where it used to be? It takes money to make this thing work, but you guys don't want to. Well,
you don't spend pennies. You don't spend pennies to build a club as big as Manchester United. Manchester United is a big commercial brand. If you are anybody, when we go to negotiate for a player, you expect that Manchester United tax will be there. They will charge you more. Yes, that's why you're a big club. You too, when you are charging people for advert, you charge more. When you are charging for this, you charge more. That's why the ticket prices are high. You want fans to pay. It's a very silly owners. Honestly, they are really silly.
Reduce all the money they
look at what they've done. They've sacked several people, take money away from the legends, increase ticket fares, and then they want to sign Medicare players. Does that even make any sense? Manchester United fans are ridiculous, honestly. The way they are pampering the senior people is ridiculous. You want to sign Delap so that fans will pay high ticket fees to come and be watching Delap, instead of them to come and watch superstars like Osimhen. Get the best. Get the best. You want fans to pay more? Get the best so that they can see the players. You want to go and sign Delap.
All right, so let's talk about how you think this whole thing will play out. Not allowing Amorim to get his man maybe tomorrow or next year. Now, if Manchester United didn't perform very well,
they will change the manager.
Yes,
they'll change the manager, and that has happened. See, it's more like it's a cycle. It's a cycle. You understand? It's a cycle. You say, I want this player, they don't give you. They give you what you don't. Only
them Ten Hag's time too.
Ten Hag's time. He wanted certain players, he didn't get the players, and then boom, it's the manager's fault. But he didn't give him his tools. Now Amorim is telling you, I want Osimhen. I don't want Delap. You want Delap for financial reasons. We are Manchester United. We don't do things for financial reasons. We do things because of the value of the club. We are too big a club. If Ferguson was going to look at Van Persie's age, he wouldn't pay 18 million for one season. But he understands that the brand needs to stand. Real Madrid has spent a lot of money that has gone down into the hole without bringing profit. But they remain a big brand. Why? Because they keep signing big talents. Chouameni is 70. I hope you know. Eder Militao is 70. You understand? We all know how much they paid for Jude Bellingham. Close to 100. And then Mbappe too. Sign off fee close to 150 million. So you pay for the best. You pay high for the best because you are the best. You don't go for Delap. Delap means nothing. He does not stand any chance at Manchester United. You bring him to the club and then the pressure on the club kills him. Honestly, we need to work hard.
And then your sporting directors and this board of trustees, is it that they don't want Manchester United to progress?
Every single one of them is trying to push for profit so that they can earn more money. They are greedy. They are what they call them. You understand? They are parasites. Parasite, that's what they are. Instead of them to prioritize the club success, they are prioritizing profit so that they can get more profit themselves. You understand? The dividends that accrue to those board members is what they care about. The likes of Oman Berada, Jay Wikos, and all of them like that, and Vivian. All they want is the profits so that they can get more dividends. Whereas the club is dying, Manchester United is dying. We are dying. We are 14 for crying out loud. 14. And then you still want to bring Delap. Delap that plays for a club that has relegated. You want to promote him to Manchester United to come and do what? To come and do what? Bring Osimhen. Osimhen has won the league at Napoli. He's going to be winning the league at Galatasaray. He is proving. When he was Delap's age, he was far better than Delap. Look at his progress. Highest goal scorer at under 17. He went to Lille, destroyed League One, went to Napoli. Let me tell you something. In the entire 127-year history of Italian Serie A, no black player has won the Golden Boot. This was a league that George Weah played and won the Ballon d'Or. He still didn't win the Golden Boot. Osimhen won it. First black player to win the Golden Boot in Serie A history. And then you want to push that type of player aside and go for Delap. That's lazy, silly.
And first of all, let's talk about the young star going up. Who will mentor these young stars?
Exactly.
Which striker would they look? Let's talk about how Mourinho was able to bring Ibrahimovic and some of the senior men to teach. Yes, to teach those young stars on how to do their things. Now, if Delap should come, who go teach who? Chidobi, where they come up now. Exactly. Who go teach who?
Exactly.
How will he learn? How will he not say, okay, I want to model my game towards this person's game?
Funny enough, if Manchester is a club that is reasoning, we don't even need to sell the what's it called, Hojlund to get another attacker. He can be there, he gets another attacker. We are a big club. We can have him on the bench and get a number 9 that works. Then he can learn from them. Hojlund is 22. Chido B2 is, I think, is around 16 there, about 17. These boys can learn. Odlo still have a long way to go. He can learn from Osimhen when Osimhen comes. Stop telling me Delap. It's irritating my ear. Players who belong to a small club. See, if Delap wants to make a move currently, it should be going to clubs like maybe Everton, maybe Tottenham Hotspur, because these clubs are stable in the Premier League and no pressure there to perform or to win trophies. No insults, no nothing. You have enough chance to grow. Look at this guy in Everton, that their top striker. What's the name of this guy?
Solanke.
No, Beto. Beto has not been performing. He has been on the bench, but Moyes has come and then he has started to score. If Beto was in Manchester United, that spell of not scoring would have crumbled him. He wouldn't have any confidence to even trap the ball again. That's why youngsters should go there, not Manchester United. Not Manchester United. I promise you, okay, Delap said something. Delap said if he had made that move from Ajax to Manchester United, his career would have crumbled. The pressure of Manchester United is so negative because it's the pressure that needs you to perform.
1.3 billion fans.
You understand? It's your hair needs you to perform. You are not bringing Delap. But see, I honestly, if we as a fans need to wear our thinking cap, don't allow these owners to mess you up. We are a serious club. If the owners are not ready to be serious, protest against them. Owners cannot come in with a promise that they want to take the club back to where it belongs, and then all they are doing is signing player for profit reasons. You cannot be telling me that you are selling the lab for resale value. What fucking resale value? Resale value as a Manchester United, as Manchester United, as a big club as Manchester United, you want us to be signing for resale value? We sign players for them to become legends of the club, not to sell them. You sign players so that they become legends. What do you mean you want to resell? Resell to who? For what? When did you start reselling? We signed in 2003. If not for the fact that Ronaldo forced it to move, he would have retained. Look at Scholes, look at Giggs, look at Gary Neville, look at them. They returned the club. And they are telling me we are signing for resale value.
Well, I hope there is no threat to Kunha's deal.
No, Kunha's deal is more or less like over the line. I think it's player club side. The club is saying 62 million and Manchester United are saying they don't have a problem with it. And Kunha, so I think player personal terms is not going to be a deal breaker. We're going to be getting Kunha, but the most important part of I promise you, see, even if you don't change any department in this team, if you inject Kunha and Osimhen, it's going to automatically lift us out of that place into top 4. We are just not scoring. It's obvious. You can see it. Onana has 9 clean sheets. That means even though it looks like we are conceding several goals, it is only that big because we are not scoring. If we are scoring much goals, trust me, the amount of goals we are conceding won't show as much. Manchester City have considered as many as Manchester United goals. You understand? They've considered even much more than us. And yet, they are in top 4. Why? Because they are scoring. We are not scoring.
All right. So, guys, what do you think about this? Let me know your thought on the comment section, and please don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Football Analysis 247, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Write your comment down below. We want to see. Thank you for following us, and see you on the next one.